Hello, I'm Karen Buck, and welcome to Wedding 411 On Demand podcast. Today we're with Lauri Dixon of Party Plus Baltimore. Welcome, Lauri.
Hi, thank you.
Lauri has an extensive background in the catering and the hospitality industry, which is why we are here to pick your brain a little bit about rentals for weddings and special events. Let's start with tents. Tents are huge. Tell us about the sizes, what's available.
Okay. Tenting is kind of has a life of its own when regards to planning a wedding and a special event. One of the things that I like to say, it's one of my oldest phrases, is that a tent to a wedding is like a blank canvas to a painter. You can really create any feel, any look that you're trying to create within that tent, that blank canvas. Sizes range from very, very small to, being able to accommodate a group of 400 or 500 folks. So it really depends what you're trying to achieve with your event.
And I know we've all seen the magazine photos, which are over the top with chandeliers and draping. And is that something that the rental companies offer? Is that where it comes from?
Sometimes. It really depends on the rental company, their staff, their specialties, etc. We do offer the tents, full decor, draping, chandeliers, lanterns, full fabric ceiling treatments. So you name it, we can do it for you.
I think a lot of times that couples feel like they've chosen their venue, they've chosen their caterer, they've chosen their florist, it's done. But what they don't realize is that it's like decorating a room in your home.
Absolutely.
You've got the base, but now you need the accessories, and that really makes or breaks the look.
Absolutely.
And so that's what they would come to you for.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different things that you can do depending on the feel. So if you're creating a nautical feel, you can do some fun striped linens and lanterns on the tables for centerpieces, some traditional white chairs. If you're going for, a Victorian feel, you can do lacy, ruffly linens with chivalry chairs. There are so many different things, so many different accessories. Everyone's doing cupcakes now, so there's cupcake trees. We're seeing fun things like s'more stations with chocolate fountains, beverage and infused water stations with beverage dispensers. I mean, the list is really endless. There are so many different things that you can bring to the table to just give it that little special feel, that special touch, dress it up just a little bit.
And I know, too, that right now the whole eco-friendly and the whole very rustic look is very big. Tell us a little bit about what's offered now with that.
Well, a lot of the events are doing like hay bales,
right,
for seating, and we do like a linen on top of that so no one snags their clothes.
Right.
We do whiskey barrels for cocktail tables. You can also put tables and burlap linen on top of them for food stations, beverage stations, dessert stations, candy stations. We have burlap linen for the tables. There are so many things. Reclaimed bathtubs for beverage stations, reclaimed mirrors for guest book stands, menus. The list just goes on and on.
Wow. Let's go back to tents for a minute. Having just attended a wedding myself where we had to go out in the grass and I had brand new tall heels on and I felt like all I was doing was aerating their lawn for them. Tell us, what can be offered?
It goes back to what type of event it is. If it's going to be a garden, nautical, reception, hay barrel, shabby chic kind of thing, I think if you word in the invitation that it's an outdoor reception, folks will kind of get the hint, maybe wear flats or a wedge. You could also word something on the RSVP card. If it's a formal, over-the-top affair, you definitely want to suggest that the bride and groom look at doing a floor with carpet on top. Because you definitely don't want to ruin those heels or aerate the yard.
That's right. And
a client may want you to aerate their yard for free.
That's true.
Yeah.
You also mentioned about flip-flops before, and you had a cute little saying.
Oh, yes. It was at one of the weddings that we did, and it was really a formal to-do for the ceremony, but not the reception.
Right.
So they got wicker baskets, and they had flip-flops of every size, and they had the cutest little signs printed that said, "Ladies, take off your shoes and show us your moves." And so all the pictures of everyone dancing had on their flip-flops, and they were all different colors. It was very much fun.
That's wonderful. Bride, her mother, whomever, it comes to you, and is it you, the planner or the caterer, that can help them? They've got 200 people. They don't know how many wine glasses to have. They don't know how many napkins to have. Can you lead them through that?
Absolutely. Typically, we try to work with the caterer and determine what is the meal service? What is the beverage service? Because that will certainly play into what type of glassware and how many pieces of each. And then we also try to get a feel for the guest list from the bride and groom. You know, is it a big wine drinking group, a martini group? And then we take all of that information, and then there are some formulas, and then we will give them a suggested list of how many of each piece they need.
Wow, that's wonderful. There's so much that you offer. And, you know, brides come with a preconceived idea, and sometimes their budget doesn't allow that. I think in talking to you, there are certainly different levels of things that you can help them achieve the look they want, but not necessarily break the bank.
Absolutely. It's trying to find out what is important to the couple, what expresses their individuality, and what is the most important thing that they're trying to create for that day. You know, is it just a great party, or is it that it needs to be over the top with crystal? You know, and once you kind of pull out what the most important things are to them, then you can kind of work through and find out what price point they're going to be at to make it work for them. Because let's face it, everybody looks in all the magazines, they see all the stuff that's over the top, and that's not really realistic for every bride. But if you pull apart, okay, so you love that, but that's not really you. What is you? Okay, I grew up on the water, I want a nautical feel. I grew up on a barn, I want a casual feel. You know, and you can take that barn and do beautiful reveal drape. You can take that barn and do bistro lighting, and you can kind of dress that up and still keep it cost effective so they can have some of those niceties and not break the bank.
One last quick thing, set up and breakdown. A lot of places, you know, only want to give you an hour or so before and an hour or so afterward. What's realistic? What do you need? What do rental companies need in the way of time to truthfully be set up?
It really depends on what you're doing. If I'm going in to set up a tent, tables, and chairs, I can't do it in an hour, and we just are very honest, and we tell the venue, this is the amount of time that we need. If it's breaking down, you know, drapery and chairs and linen at a venue, I can throw extra staff at it and be in and out in an hour. So it really depends on the level of the rentals that they're getting.
Okay. You are a wealth of information.
Thank you.
And I thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, my pleasure.
And I thank you for joining Wedding 411 On Demand podcasts.